from drive. Woo! Yeah, that is fast. That is really fast. Super, super fast. Woo! Well, there you have it, guys. MSD intake install is done. Everything working properly. And what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Very excited because, as you guys can see behind me, today we're finally going to be installing the MSD intake on our 2019 Camaro. So here you guys have it. This is the MSD Atomic Air Force intake, and I did buy this intake used, but it is also ported. It's also a ported intake that was ported by Prey Performance. Now, this thing's already came assembled, but there's some other things that I got with it along. Even though it was used, it did come with brand new valve seals. It also came with a new throttle body seal. It came with this brake booster plug and this heat shielding that I'm going to be applying on the underside, all on the bottom of this. So we've got that, and of course all new bolts and this throttle body plate. I'm not sure if I'm going to be needing this or not, but it did come with that. Alright, so we removed the intake elbow, we disconnected the throttle body. I removed 4, these are 10 millimeter, you need a deep socket. I had to use a 3/8 deep socket to remove these 4. And that's to allow us to lift up these. You've got some wiring harness here, so you got to disconnect the wiring harness from the plastic, and then once we remove this plastic, actually we got the map sensor, we want to disconnect that as well. And then once we remove this, we should be able to have access to the rest of the bolts holding down the intake. The top cover, intake cover, is off, as you can see there. This whole harness here has these clips all on the side, and those are kind of a pain. I was able to use this little trim removal tool to kind of help me out, but you do want to get all those taken out. Now when you're here, you can see here the intake bolts. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 on each side. We have to start doing some removal here, and of course one thing I want to do is disconnect this power as well. So we're going to disconnect the power to the evap and this evap line, as well as the lines from our catch can coming into this top side. So alright guys, the intake is out. Now here guys, you are going to be removing this foam plastic. A lot of people say that with this heat, it's like a heat shield. The car tends to, the intake, MSD intake won't actually sit right and seal, and you'll start getting vacuum leaks. So we're going to remove this, and that is why we did go with that heat wrap for the intake. Okay, so from our stock intake, we're going to be transferring over the evap, the map sensor, and this brake booster line that we see back here. Okay, so we've got the map sensor. It's in solid. The evap solenoid, guys, when you buy the Atomic Air Force intake, it comes with a bolt for the evap solenoid. The one that's provided for the stock intake is actually too long, so they give you one. Now I got this secondhand, so it did not come with that bolt, so I improvised and I just used the same thing, but the same bolt but with extra washers to give me that extra space. Okay guys, so for the brake booster, I've already kind of done it here, and I don't think I can remove it. It's going to be very difficult to remove, but I did have to remove the O-ring from the stock intake and install it on here. So I put the O-ring first, and then just like similar to this red design, that brake booster part that I showed you guys earlier, it comes with some little like metal rings to kind of catch on, and I just used the hammer, and basically similar to the way this red ring is here, I hammered in that piece, and then it's a two-piece design similar with this, and then I popped this back in, and then the O-ring stayed behind. You got that locking collet, and then of course you just slide in the hose and you're good to go now, guys. So we've got the throttle body on, and I also went ahead and used our high reflective, heat shielding, and we went ahead and put basically right down the middle where it's going to be close to the engine. We're done. It is finally time to go to the car. Now before we go to the car, one thing you want to do is put two most farther back bolts down on the backside. Holy crap, check this out. That looks so nice, guys. I've already gone ahead and I was able to sit it down right and got the brake booster line routed back out of the way, not touching anything the way it was supposed to be from the dealership. That's connected, still there. I've already gone and put in all the bolts. Haven't tightened them all, but they are all threaded at least partially way. And now we got to go ahead and tighten this up. Alright guys, I am done, and man, do I think it came out great. Took a little finagling, but we got the covers to work. Check this out. Wow. The Camaro in red, matching the Atomic Air Force and MSD in red. As you guys can see, it doesn't fit exactly right. The fuel line is not where it's supposed to be. These are a little moved back, but they are secure. They are locked in using the same stanchion bolts. Alright, finally showered in some fresh clothes. Let's go ahead and get the first startup, and hopefully everything goes well. We don't have any leaks. I mean, we torqued everything to specs and how they were supposed to be, and everything should be good to go, guys. So let's go ahead and start her up. I do have the laptop because we are going to be data logging. Let's see how it happens. Woo! That is loud. Woo! And just kind of hearing now. So one thing I will say is the clicking is much louder now from the injectors, because that whole cushion and stuff is basically right there and not covered by that big foam piece. But car seems to be idling well. Usually one thing that'll let you know if you have any type of vacuum leaks or anything like that is if the car was not idling well. But we've got really good idle. As you guys can see already, our short-term fuel trim stuff is pretty good. So I think we're good to go, guys. Real quick first impressions. I haven't been able to get on it yet, so but feels like it's driving just fine. Doesn't feel any different. The car doesn't seem to have any vacuum leaks like we mentioned. I am going to put it in tour mode and close these valves off though, unfortunately, because while we're doing our testing, I do not want to be attracting unwanted attention. So let's go ahead and get a few pulls in and give you guys my impressions. The MSD intake is supposed to give you really amazing top-end power, which is where this car lives, in the top from 5,500 and up during a pull. So that is where the MSD intake is supposed to be much better than the stock LT1 intake. Okay, so we're gonna do our first little small pull here. Whoa. Man, what was that? I think I still had my traction control on, but wow, okay. It shifted and just wanted to keep pulling like a freight train up top. Wow. Huh. Alright. Let's see just how it'll do. I'm gonna have to take the traction control and all that off, guys, because I feel like it was just spinning. So we're gonna go and do a small little pull from about third. Let's go down the second gear and then go. really, really hard up in the higher gears. All right. I'll probably try to do it again from here. Sir. Yes, sir. It is moving for sure. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. I mean, obviously we won't be able to see numbers till we go to the track, but this feels fast. It feels a lot faster, and it already felt pretty quick. We'll do a couple more pulls, and then that'll be it. We'll send this off to our tuner. Pat G will look it over and give us his adjustments for the MSD intake, and hopefully it'll make more power and we'll be able to get really good runs at the track, guys. So just from drive, that is fast. That is really fast. Super, super fast. Woo. Well, there you have it, guys. MSD intake install is done. Everything working properly. And now just get the new updated tune and let's go back to the track. I'm excited. Can't wait to see how this does at the track. It's definitely feels faster. I mean, it just keeps going crazy. Woo! All right, I'll see you guys back at the house. Well, guys, there you have it. This intake already just from the butt dyno feels amazing, and everything looks to be really good. No manifold leaks, no nothing. The log showed really well. I just can't wait to get this thing rolling, get it dialed in with the tune, and boom, let's get it going. Hopefully we can break into the low 11s with this setup, guys. But anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. MSD intake, not very difficult at all to do, just a little time consuming, going back and forth, making sure everything is torqued to spec, so you aren't going to need a torque wrench to get you in the smaller range of the inch pounds. So something like that is going to be needed, but we're done here, and now we just got to wait for the tune and go to the track and hopefully run better times. I'll see you guys in the next one.